Good afternoon from the National Service of the Liberia Broadcasting System and welcome to Newsline. 30 minutes news presentation about Liberia and the rest of our one world. Today is Thursday, September 7, 2023. My name is Titi Jibro with this afternoon's presentation. Top stories this afternoon: the ruling Coalition for Democratic Change is holding its nationwide campaign launch. House of Representatives concurs with the Liberian Senate on the ratification of the restated and amended Mineral Development Agreement between government and B Mountain Mining Corporation. Outgoing Nigerian ambassador accredited to Liberia, Godfred Odudibo, praises the Liberian government relations as he ends tour of duty. And away from Liberia, Gabon's military leaders set free deposed President Ali Bongo from house arrest, where he has been since they seized power last week. Sports, the news in French, and other developments are packaged. Vavle Kamara first sets the pace with a bulletin of news.
Hundreds of citizens of Busha Island and surrounding areas have vowed to repay President George Weah for the impact it has had in their lives. Speaking in an ELBC interview Thursday in Nuclear Town, the citizens said President Weah's development agenda sets him apart from other candidates in the race. They made specific mention of the payment of WAS fees. The government of President Weah thus has been relieving them of heavy burden they have endured over the years.
My heart, my blood, my soul, my water, my blood for Joia. Then I say, if you lay your life, I will lay for Joia.
But they believe when the president is given a second term, Liberia will change for a better, leading to improvement of their livelihood. They are joining thousands of other partisans and supporters at the ATS and parts of Central Monrovia for the official launch of the CDC 2023 campaign. At the same time, Weah Intellectual Movement Chairman Boakai Fofana says today's campaign launch of the ruling Coalition for Democratic Change is taking place simultaneously worldwide. Mr. Fofana said the CDC continues to prove itself as the only political party that has the ability to organize rally in Liberia and across the world. Mr. Fofana told the Super Morning Show on Thursday that Liberians have shown real passion for President Weah.
Of that. That's the level of passion, that's the level of excitement that people have for the leadership of His Excellency. Surely.
The CDC deputy campaign spokesman also stated that President Weah is expected to take the routes from Sinka, Painesville to Somalia Drive and Busha Island before arriving at the ATS in Central Monrovia. Meanwhile, thousands of partisans of the ruling Coalition for Democratic Change began arriving at the ATS as early this morning. The House of Representatives has concurred with the Liberian Senate on the ratification of the restated and amended Mineral Development Agreement between the Liberian government and B Mountain Mining Corporation. It followed an earlier ratification of the agreement by the Liberian Senate. The House of Representatives immediately mandated its Joint Committee on Finance, Mines, Energy and Natural Resources, Investment and Concessions, Agriculture and Judiciary to review the instrument. According to the House Press and Public Affairs, following the Joint Committee report on Thursday, September 6, members of the House of Representatives voted in favor of the amended Mineral Development Agreement, giving B Mountain additional 25 years of operations in Liberia. The committee's findings indicate that the First Amendment to the restated Mineral Development Agreement includes an accumulative basis Community Development Fund, Client Development Fund, 50% surface rental fees, 5% ownership of equity, as well as increased financial benefits to the affected communities. The committee further stated in its recommendations to plenary that considering all the taxes and levies outlined in the First Amendment to the restated agreement, it is clear that the country will accrue substantial financial benefits compared to the restated and amended MDA of 2013. Outgoing Nigerian ambassador accredited to Liberia, Godfred Odidigbo, has praised the Liberian government for the high-level reception accorded him during his tour of duty. Ambassador Odidigbo said this contributed to the success of his work in Liberia. Speaking Wednesday during the courtesy farewell call to Foreign Minister D. Max Okemia, Ambassador Odidigbo highlighted the significant reforms at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The outgoing Nigerian ambassador then lauded the authorities of the ministry for the recall of foreign service officers who have served their tour of duty. Responding, Foreign Minister Kemiya expressed gratitude to the outgoing ambassador for the level of assistance that Nigeria continues to render the government and people of Liberia. And citizens of District 1, the lads donated by Sano County District 1 Representative Creighton Duncan are intended to boost government's effort in lighting towns and villages across the county. A correspondent said the donation is in response to appeal by some citizens. Meanwhile, the citizens have lauded the Sano County lawmaker for the gesture, describing the gesture as a step in the right direction.
Vafle Kamar returns a little later with our foreign development and weather report. One of our top stories this afternoon: House of Representatives concurs with the Liberian Senate on the ratification of the restated and amended Mineral Development Agreement between government and B Mountain Mining Corporation. To this story now, the support base of the ruling Coalition for Democratic Change is commonplace across the country. Mansurado, in particular, has maintained a strong backing of the CDC and President George Weah since his debut into politics in 2005. One area that has consistently voted the CDC is the borough of New Town in District 16, Bourgeois Island. A team of ELBC reporters was in New Town earlier today to gauge views from partisans and supporters on a day the party is officially launching its campaign.